I feel like if you don't get a job, I want to go back to Uganda.
I know that's right. As she should.
What do you mean, like go back to Uganda if I don't get a job?
Honestly speaking, yeah.
The fact that Greg is so surprised by that
It's like a knife in the heart, straight up.
is an even bigger turn off. Greg, you're 35, you live with your mom, and you don't want to work. You're lucky Joan was even in the mood to give you some that day.
We had such a good moment upstairs a little while ago.
Joan threatens to leave the bread man because he has no bread, man. It was corny but cute. I should say he's not actively trying to make more bread, but he wants 10 kids.
I want as many kids as she's willing to give me, you know?
So it doesn't make sense.
We can't just dream, Gregory. We gotta do.
If I don't see you putting in much effort, that's it.
Let's talk about it.
It's Melicia.
Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Melicia. I haven't had a chance to respond to everyone, but I see all of your love and support, and I just want to say thank you. Also, as many of you know, my recaps were on ET's channel, and it's been a goal of mine for a minute now to bring them over here to my personal channel. So you subscribing and joining me here means a lot. If you're new here, welcome. I'm excited to have you. I like to think we're a fun community, a community of thinkers, emotional investigators. There are also some comedians in the comments. Think of this space as watching the show with a friend. My focus isn't on being right. Conversations with people who feel like they always have to be right are never fun. My intention is to spark meaningful conversations by sharing my honest opinions and thoughts. So that being said, I hope you enjoy your time here. Before we get into Joan giving Gregory a well-deserved ultimatum.
You are not a baby anymore. You are not a child.
A quick update on Mark and Mina and their drama with Mark's daughter Jordan. Last episode, we saw Jordan confront her dad's fiancé about her true intentions, and Mina uninvited Jordan to the wedding.
I feel like she should be the one that's having to try harder than me because she's marrying my dad. You would think that she wants to make a good impression and wants to be the one trying and getting to know me when we don't know her.
This episode, the two agreed to make peace before they go to meet up with the rest of Mark's family on this family trip.
I don't want there to be any hard feelings. It's a family weekend. I want everyone to be able to get along. I would love to spend some time in Korea. And, let's just hope that.
Mark also asked Mina to stop calling Jordan a snake.
I don't like this word. This is my daughter.
But fast forward, when they get to Mark's family's home, this happens.
Have you guys talked anymore about a prenup?
Oh,
If you guys are gonna do that before the wedding?
I guess that's the snake behavior Mina talks about. She's probably like, what girl? I thought we decided to be peaceful on the boat. Now you rocking it. That was passive aggressive. Jordan wants Mina to make more of an effort to connect with her, and I want Mina to do that too. But it's hard to be real with someone who you think is being fake to you. You're too busy worrying about protecting yourself.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Yeah.
You don't sound so sure. So.
Well, it's kind of a weird time to bring it up, Jordan, but I agree. It's
Maybe not, and then she's got you nailed.
You think I come just for your money, Mark? You too?
Mina tells Mark she's not marrying him for his money, but for him. And he says he'll never not take care of her and Maria. But the prenup is about protecting things he had before they met.
Listen, I'm so sorry, I'm gone. I need a 1 minute for me.
After Mina excuses herself, she tells the camera that Mark has never brought up a prenup. He claims he has. Either way, she says Mark doesn't know how much he's hurting her, and if she would have known it would be this way, she would have stayed in France.
C'est pas pour venir en fait avoir l'impression que je suis venue voler quoi que ce soit, venir prendre quelque chose qui.
There's definitely more I want to say in regard to this, which I'll get to next week when Mark's mom steps in to attempt to create peace between Mina and Jordan.
I know you two had some words.
I mean, I hope that you don't actually think that I'm a snake. I got an apology for it. Is Jordan invited to the wedding?
All right, let's get into Gregory,
Can I game a little bit?
Yeah.
who can't see how his behavior is a turnoff to his fiancée, Joan.
I thought I was to stay here 3 to 6 months, but now I think I'm going to stay here maybe like 2 years.
That's too much.
Right. 2 years is gonna turn into 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Joan won't let that happen, but seems like Gregory would. At the top of the episode, Joan calls her family back in Uganda to give an update on how she's doing in the US, and her sister keeps it real with her.
Tell him to get a job.
He doesn't take like work serious.
Well, that's not right.
She's like, something's off, sis. And shout out to Joan for not allowing her pride to get in the way of being honest with her family. Joan tells the camera that sharing this with her family is stressful and makes her feel ashamed.
Because everyone thinks America is the land of opportunities. But this is not it.
Greg is not it. Or at least he has not become it yet. I hope he gets it together though, because I feel like Joan will do well here. She has a nice sense of independence and responsibility. She seems like the type that will make what she wants happen. Joan's sister brings up Greg paying for the dowry, and Joan tells her she hasn't brought it up to him yet because she doesn't know how he's going to pay for it because he's not financially stable right now. I love this sister. She is saying so much, yet saying so little. Joan says Greg has to pay the dowry or they can't get married because it will be disrespecting her family and her late father's wishes. Speaking of her father, may he rest in peace, I wonder where Greg's father is. Is he still alive? Is he just not around? Greg's lack of motivation makes me curious about his life story. What happened? Fast forward, Greg's mom, who has admitted to spoiling him, leaves the house to go do rideshare for a few hours.
So introducing my mom to rideshare deliveries during the pandemic, I mean, it's probably one of the best ideas I've ever had.
Once I think about it, why isn't Greg doing rideshare? He has a car. It may not cover everything, but at least he can make some money. Maybe he did it before Joan came to the US. If not, that's wild. To have your mama out there doing it, but you're not, and not doing anything else? Speaking of his mama out there doing it, while she's gone, Joan and Greg get it in.
It's like, oh my God, like I have all this energy and all this testosterone just built up and whew.
I hope those were not the actual sounds. But okay, Greg, an hour. I'm not sure how much Joan really enjoyed that hour.
So, what's going on with the pressure?
Try to make me wet.
I already did.
She looked straight at the camera. What do you think she was thinking? Also, why the robes?
So you had a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
That was nice.
Greg, you are doing too much. Just keep it cool. Relax. He has his sprinkler in his hand, feeling like the man. Meanwhile, Joan doesn't waste any time telling Greg how he needs to man up.
Relationship can't last long this way. You have to get out of here sooner.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I gotta get a job. I gotta get a real job, you know?
I want to believe he's serious, but it sounds like he's just quoting what everybody else is saying. You know when people do that? He also claims he's been looking for jobs every day. But it's hard to take him at his word. Because as Joan says, knowing she was coming to the US, why wasn't he preparing for her financially? It's irresponsible behavior, which leads to a lack of trust and then a lack of respect. And once the respect is gone, which Greg seems to be teetering on that line, more than likely it's a wrap on the little bit of action he is getting.
You want me to lie on a person who is unstable? See, when we met your friends, like they opened my eyes. How come they're like successfully of the same age? I fall in love with Gregory because he's a very loving person. He's honest, but if I'm going to be Gregory's wife, I need him to be serious. I need him to work.
Who's funding their life? Are they living off savings? Is it Greg's mom? Did she fund Joan's visa sponsorship too? I have questions. Joan, who can't work until she gets her green card, which can take more than a year, tells Greg if he doesn't get a job, she's leaving. And he is just baffled that she would even say such a thing.
That's what really hurts the most.
Joan also tells him he jokes too much.
It's just how I cope with things. I kind of just laugh at things and shrug things off in a way.
Maybe understanding why he copes that way will help him make progress in other areas. It comes off to me as if Greg is emotionally stuck in a certain period of his life.
Realistically, though, how does somebody afford 15 cows? I mean,
People do afford, it's just you who can't afford.
Greg also reacts to the dowry price, which rounds up to be about $3,000.
I mean, is it fair that all of this is on me?
Ooh, she was probably all in her head for that hour. Joan, girl, I don't know if this is the type of man you're looking for.
But I don't think she realizes, like, if I had a regular 9-to-5 job, I wouldn't have been able to have the freedom to go and visit her to Uganda as much as I could. I think I should be given a little bit of credit here. Our relationship wouldn't be where it is if I didn't make those choices that I did.
But what about now, Greg? You're talking about what you did in the past. I want him to be honest about why he doesn't want to work. If it's the video games, say that. If you're scared to fail, say that. If you don't even really know what you want, say that. Whatever the real reason is, just be honest about it. Because when you're honest with yourself, you can actually start from that place and create a plan to move forward. But as long as you're making excuses, you're stuck.
If the job doesn't come, which means you're not going to get married, because it means you can't take care of me. So,
I mean, the
fact is that if I don't see you putting in much effort, that's it.
All right, a little food for thought before I let you go. There's this quote by Eric Jorgensen that says, "The hardest thing is not doing what you want, it's knowing what you want." If you're like me, you might deal with indecision sometimes. You can see the possibilities for so many things, and that at times can make you feel stuck. While I do believe that there is a time to rest and to reset, I also have come to learn that clarity comes in the doing. Sometimes we're waiting for clarity to start, but when we stop trying to be perfect or get it right and just try, we gain clarity about what we truly want. Something that has also liberated me when it comes to achieving my goals is knowing that I'm not always gonna be good when I first start. I might suck at something or not be that good at it, but that doesn't mean you can't get better. There are things that would take me hours to do at a point in time that now I can knock out in 30 seconds, I promise you. It's just being okay with not being great at first. That doesn't mean it's not for you. Just try and give yourself grace to fail and get back up again. That's how we grow, right? All right, 90 Day Fiancé fam, I wish you the best on all of your goals or whatever it is you're dreaming of. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time.